there! How are you doing today? I'm doing pretty okay. Can I just tell you, I am loving the fall window clings that you can get at Dollar Tree right now. I couldn't resist. I got them all, brought them home, and boy oh boy was the inspiration just pouring out of me. I can't wait to show you what I do with these stinking cute window clings. I'm bringing to you several hacks using them. My goodness, I want to go back and get more, but I don't know what I'm going to do with them. But for now, I'm going to quit my gabbing. Let's jump into it and let me show you all the things that you can use these window clings for. You are not going to want to miss this. Who is today's KB Creations Crafter of the Day? You'll want to stick around to the end of the video to see if it's your creation that's being featured in today's video. Next time you're at Dollar Tree, pick up a couple of these LED pillar candles. Now this sheet was definitely one of my favorites. Wish I would have picked up more than one. It's got a bunch of fun autumn and harvest sayings. I'm going to use two of the green ones. Loctite spray adhesive is one of my favorite adhesives to use. On the back side, you're going to spray a bit of that spray adhesive just to really ensure that it stays on the wax candle, and it is going to do just that using a spray adhesive. You can see just how easily you can apply it to the wax candle. I'm going to put one on each side because why not? That way there's a saying on each side of the candle. It is repositionable for about 5 minutes, then it really does kind of set in and you are stuck with whatever image you have placed there because it's not going anywhere. How easy was that? And look at how cute this candle looks, but it's definitely missing something. Not twine, but raffia. I feel like fall and autumn screams raffia. It's the perfect time to incorporate it into your decor, into your DIYs. So here up at the top, since I put those window clings down a bit lower, I'm gonna wrap the top of this candle with raffia, and we can do that and not worry about it starting on fire because this is an LED candle, so we can decorate it and embellish it however we want. The saying typically is where there's twine, there should be a twine bow, but yeah, where there's raffia, I'm gonna add a raffia bow, and I'm gonna add one to both sides of this candle so that way when you're looking at it from either side, it looks finished. And look there. How fun is this? These window clings are such a fun addition to something like an LED candle to really shush it up a bit. Take it from being just a plain old LED candle to a decorative candle piece, accent piece. This sheet was another one of my favorites. Well, heck, if I'm being honest, they were all my favorites. I love Dollar Tree window clings. This glass candle holder, well, it's perfect for this next DIY or this next hack using these window clings. To the glass, I'm just gonna apply the window cling as if I would apply it to a window. That's what's great about this, is using glass, you don't need to add the adhesive to the back. And look at how pretty that looks. I'm gonna do it all the way around the base of this glass because we've got the window clings, we can. Why not? I am loving this set. The colors match the colors of my decor perfectly this year. Look at how pretty that is. From all sides, this almost looks like it's something that would be hand painted. It doesn't look like a window cling. This is perfect for adding an LED votive candle to, and at night, it illuminates so pretty and you can really just see the clings. And again, you can't even tell that this was a sticker. What's great about using these clings on something like this is you can change them out for the seasons or holidays. I had this sheet left over. You could do it just as simple as adding some of those sayings and maybe even adding flowers to this. I did put this one originally, but I felt like it needed a bit more to it. But if simplicity is your thing, you can go with something just as simple as this. What a fun hack, right? And a fun way to decorate these glasses for your candles. I can't wait for the Christmas window clings to come out so I can switch these out with something wintry and fun. I had this black truck on my coffee table. This is a black truck with, I guess, the candle holder that you can find at Walmart around this time. I've seen it the past 2 years. Again, because that glass is just back there, it's empty, it's screaming for embellishments. It's screaming for these window clings. Oh my goodness. Again, this is one of those interchangeable pieces that you can add a different window cling to whenever you want to. Dollar Tree has window clings all year round, so why not? Save them, put a candle in there, and look at how gorgeous this looks. What a fun way to add the season or the holiday to your decor without having to add a new decorative piece or accent piece. This truck was one of my favorites. Now I love it even more. When you see these at Dollar Tree, pick these up. They've got the decorative edge on it, so it kind of frames out the plaque, saving you a step or two. The colors that I'll be using today are these here colors by Hello Hobby. These are my fall colors for 2022. That orange that I'm using to paint this plaque with, I'm gonna say that that's my Rustic orange. That's a concoction of the pumpkin orange by Hobby Lobby and just a couple drops of that brown. Adding a bit of brown to a color tends to mute out the color, take the brightness away, and kind of add that age distressed rustic look feel that I love. So this plaque, it's gonna get a couple good coats of that. And I'm doing it on this side because again, I want that framing that is on the top of this plaque, really giving it that added finishing touch so I don't have to add Jenga blocks to it. If you don't have a plaque like this, add Jenga blocks and it's gonna give you the same finished look. What I love about this set is it's kind of an all-inclusive set. You've got that big thanks in the center, you've got all these fun, small pumpkin embellishments that we can add to the plaque. Again, I'm gonna be using the Loctite spray adhesive. This is a multi-purpose spray adhesive that is repositionable. It's a lightweight spray adhesive. So by spraying it on the back of your window cling, you are then going to have that capability of applying it to more surfaces other than just glass. These are a great alternative to a stencil, your Cricut, using stickers because it's so budget friendly. You're paying $1.25 for one sheet and you're getting everything you need to create and decorate a plaque for whatever holiday you're doing it for. Now it's time to add some of those fine details, those finishing touches that is really gonna bring life to this plaque. If I were to leave it just the way it is now, it just kind of, in my opinion, looks blah. It looks cute, but I feel like it can look better. Just by adding some brown, chocolate sprinkles brown to the framing of this is gonna give it a more finished look, a framed look. Surprise, surprise, I'm gonna add a bit of stitching to the outside edges of the Give Thanks because I feel like it just kind of got lost in the plaque. I want it to stand out a bit more, so I feel like by adding the stitching, it's really gonna add just a bit more character and give this plaque some personality. Yes, I am happy. This plaque looks finished, but it's not. It needs a hanger. On the back side, I'm just gonna add some twine. This is a thicker twine, and to the front, I'm gonna add a couple of those twine knots to give it the illusion that the twine is going through the plaque. If you're interested in following me on social media, you can find these links, in the description box below. This autumn shadow box, it's pretty cool. I'm not feeling the colors, so there's an easy fix to that. I'm gonna disassemble it. I originally thought I could disassemble it by removing the staples from the back, but this back wasn't going anywhere, and I knew that if I tried too hard to remove the backing, I was gonna ruin the integrity of the shadow box. So I flipped it over and saw that just by putting a screwdriver, I could, look at that, remove the top, giving me access to the inside of this shadow box so I could cover up the leaves. Now this is a versatile DIY. These DIYs you can do in any colors. These are my fall and harvest colors this year, so yes, I gotta make it to suit my decor. So it's gonna get a nice good coating of Hello Hobby's aqua, and to this aqua I added a couple of the brown drops of the Hello Hobby paint just to, rustic it up a bit. Since this is a shadow box, perfect excuse to add more of those harvest and fall pumpkin window clings to the inside of this, shadow box. I'm gonna add some of these wired LED lights to this shadow box. Most of these shadow boxes aren't put together really well.
Where the corners meet, there's usually a gap. Well, we're gonna use this gap to our advantage by slipping the wire in it, just like you saw me doing. On each of the corners, I'm gonna put just a dot of glue and I'm gonna press the wire up into the corner, just outlining the inside of this box with some lighting. These LED string lights are perfect to add to a DIY because they're battery operated. No plug is needed. So you could easily add these lights to any DIY that you want to add a light feature to. To the autumn part, I am really in frame on this one, aren't I? My word, Kelly, look up at the viewfinder on the camera and see that this is not even in frame. Oh my goodness. I just dread when I do this because I don't know how I don't notice this when it happens, but it does happen. I must be just so engulfed in DIYing that I'm not even paying attention to the viewfinder. But you can see I'm taking some of that desert tan and I am giving the top part of this shadow box, the autumn part of this shadow box, a good couple coats of this paint. And with a bit of hot glue, I'm gonna put the face of this shadow box, the autumn face of this shadow box, back in its rightful spot. Ah yes, perfect. Now I'm good to go ahead and hot glue my battery pack onto the back, disguising it, but it's still accessible for me to turn the light on and off and replace the batteries. I love that that corner was split. Super excited about that because again, it worked out to our benefit. To the front of this, leaving it the desert tan just wasn't working for me, so you know I'm gonna go in and add some of my stitching. And because there isn't a lot of that rustic orange in this DIY, I thought that this was the perfect color to do the stitching in. I'm loving this piece, but I feel like there's another element that we could add to it to kind of take it to the next top, elevate this DIY just a bit, and that would be adding these wood words from Dollar Tree. This is a wider welcome word. Not my favorite piece to paint. I don't have spray paint, or at least I don't have a rustic orange spray paint that I can use to get the job done a bit quicker, so I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet and paint this. And thank goodness for Lifetime and Hallmark, because I tell you, when I'm sitting here in my craft room DIYing, it's probably one of my pastimes. Luckily, I can mute the footage, but boy, oh boy, if I couldn't, you'd be hearing every Lifetime and Hallmark movie in the background as I'm DIYing. So that's what I'm doing here, just watching a movie and painting away, paint, paint, paint away. I added it. Now on the bottom here, on just a couple of the letters, I'm gonna add hot glue. You don't need to add it to every letter because this welcome sign word isn't level. Just a couple of the letters will touch the top of the shadow box here, just like so. On the back, this needs a hanger, so I'm gonna add some of my twine like I usually do because I have it in my stash. Why would I pay money for a special hanger? We wouldn't. It's called using what's in our stash. Being resourceful. Such a fun piece. It is cute here without the lights, and what a fun piece to display at night with the lights on. The last DIY for today, I will be using these DIY wood frames, these Acorn wood frames. How cute are these? The back, there is this wood disc that comes right out. We're gonna keep that. And I'm gonna use the plastic that the Acorn came on to paint because why not? It's gonna save my table. Using some of the chocolate sprinkles, I'm gonna paint the bottom half of my Acorn this brown, my new favorite brown. This here is my new favorite brown, the Chocolate Sprinkles by Apple Barrel. This is a multi-surface satin paint. For the top of the Acorn, I'm gonna go in with this unknown brown or tan. Yeah, ask me why I didn't show the camera, I'm not quite sure, but I didn't. So I honestly don't know what color this is, but it is on the lighter side. It's the color that I felt would go best with that beautiful Chocolate Sprinkles brown. That is my new favorite color. Did I tell you that yet? Well, it is. These round wood discs that came in the frame, well, I'm gonna give them a coat of paint too, and I know the paint doesn't look much different than the wood itself, but I did want to cover up the raw wood finish. I did want a painted finish because what am I gonna add to these discs? I bet you can guess. I'm gonna add these window clings. I am. How stinking cute are these? The colors are perfect for my decor this year. I was loving them. So to the back of them, yep, I'm gonna add some of that spray adhesive, and I'm gonna add it to the disc itself. Now the full animal is not going to fit, but that's okay. I'm just gonna cut off the excess cling part and just have the animal itself, because in the acorns, I'm adding some harvest animals to these frames. Oh my goodness, look at how cute these are. I was just racking my brain trying to figure out how I could incorporate this set of window clings into a DIY, and when I saw these acorns, I knew these were perfect for it. Look at how cute that is. Here I am showing you an example of an acorn with and without the stitching. I'm gonna say I love the stitching. It adds so much to the DIY. If you are one that does not like stitching, I say don't add it. If you are one who does want to add stitching, and you're somebody who has asked me in the comment section, Kelly, how do you add stitching? I find it hard to add it. Well, it's easier to do it with watered down paint and a very thin paintbrush. If you try to use a thicker paint, it's gonna go on thicker, it's gonna go on clumpier, it's not gonna go on as smoothly as it will with a watered down paint. So that really is the trick to adding stitching to a DIY and getting the even stitching. My stitching isn't always even. And you know what I say? I say the more imperfect it is, the more perfect it is, because it adds character and personality to your DIY. It's giving it that handmade, homemade touch. And that's why we craft, right? I did a total of 3 of these acorns, which I'm not showing you the other 2 yet. You're gonna have to wait to see this DIY completely done, because I wanted to make a banner for the bottom slat of my ladder. It's one of my favorite pieces to add to a ladder. I just think that a banner is such a fun piece to incorporate, and you can really get creative with it. Since Dollar Tree had these acorns, I thought, wow, those are gonna be adorable. They've even got pumpkin frames that would work just as well. So to the back, to make it a banner, long story short, I am adding some of that thicker twine as a hanger to connect them all. Look at how cute these are. Oh my word, I can't. Isn't it adorable? Now let's take a look at this with all 3 DIYs on the ladder. Oh my word, how fun is this ladder? I am loving the colors, I'm loving the feel. This ladder is by far one of my favorite pieces to add to my porch. Who is today's KB Creations Crafter of the Day? It's going out to Marsha Lloyd Smith, who's bringing to us her recreation of my DIY Jenga block pumpkins. Marsha, I am loving what you did with these pumpkins. Thank you so much for sharing your recreation with us today.
I'm gonna say that window clings are a great alternative to stencils. They're a great alternative to vinyl and using your Cricut. They are amazing, and I just wish that Dollar Tree would stock them for every season and every holiday, because they are so easy to incorporate into a DIY or stick on a glass vase and really shush it up. For more fall inspiration and DIY ideas, click on the video right over here. Some of my fall favorites from 2021 and maybe years prior. Until next time, everybody, I hope you have a fantastic day. Happy crafting on a budget. Stay happy, stay safe, stay healthy, but most of all, stay positive, please. So I am. Bye for now, everybody.